Hey y'all, part 8. I forgot about something in part 7. When I still lived at my mom's, I had another little, say, friend with benefits. His name was Leon. Um, we would hook up from time to time, usually just whenever he felt like it. At this point, I just was accustomed to being used for that, but whatever. At one point I wanted more, but it didn't seem like that was going to happen, which was fine, until he wanted to do a particular activity I didn't want to do, and he did it anyways. Another sexual assault to add to my list. But I did stop talking to him. Anyways, after I got kicked out, I stayed with Marie Timney and her 7 kids, I think. Well, the 7 little ones. And she had adopted. They are amazing kids. At that point in time, I was going to a college. I can't think of the name right now, but Rasmussen, maybe, in Newport Richey, Florida, and I wound up having to leave because I couldn't work on homework and get there in time. I didn't have a car anymore. I was riding my bike there, and at first I was working with my mom, or not with my mom, but at my mom's school for a while, doing after school care, and then that was just too much getting to and from with not enough hours and stuff. So I wound up looking for another job. I got another daycare position somewhere else, and at the time that I got that, I was also looking into going into the Army. I passed my ASVAB with like an 83, which is like really high for a female. I could have any top female job I wanted. I just had to lose some weight before I could do the physical exam, and they weren't sure if they were going to do the physical exam or even let me do the ASVAB until I could provide doctors notes and stuff that I didn't have ADHD, which I do, but I wasn't diagnosed with that back then. I just thought I was. But I wound up losing that job because, like, she kept canceling me going into work, and I don't know why she didn't like me, but she didn't like me. But I finally wound up calling her and being like, hey, do I need to find a new job? And she's like, yes, like, really happy about it. So I wound up going to work for this call center. The first week I was there, I met Corey Delagarza. I didn't know he was married or anything at the time. He and I kind of flirted a little bit, and then he was my supervisor, so it's like that wasn't the best choice. However, I, at that point in time, I didn't want a relationship. I just wanted to be kind of used and just left alone because I thought that was what I was meant for. I had like zero self-esteem. Zero. But anyway, that Friday after work or whatever, or Saturday, I can't remember exactly what, but we met up outside of work. He was supposed to be helping me with my calling stuff, like supposed to be kind of like a tutor session, but it wound up being a date. We went to a bar and we walked around, took the bus a few times, just kind of hung out together, and then wound up going back to his place. We fooled around, and then we were headed back to my place when I guess his mother-in-law saw us, and this is how I found out he was married. And instead, like, she saw us walking down the street. I think we were holding hands or something, I don't know, but he said to, act like we were just having a high five or something when we met his wife and his daughter. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with all that, but he told me a bunch of shit about her. So it kind of made me feel a little better. Come to find out, he talks shit about every partner he has. I didn't find that out till later. But so we meet up with her and go back to stay at their place that night, drinking and stuff. I wound up living there with him and her for about 2 weeks. I remember that first night though. After we went to bed, they went to bed in their bed. I slept on the couch and their daughter in her room. She woke up before the rest of us, and I woke up with her because she needed her diaper changed. She needed to be fed, and the dishes needed to be done. So I just did the dishes. I was just trying to be helpful and maybe a little spiteful. But yeah, when his wife woke up, when Corey and her woke up. Her name's Sam, by the way, which her and I actually talk now every once in a while. But anyway, Sam got really mad that I did the dishes and all that, but I was like, whatever. Anywho, I was there for 2 weeks, and during that 2 weeks, Corey kind of introduced me to drugs, and I started doing that. Finally, after the end of the 2 weeks, Corey and I moved out into our own apartment. I wound up losing my job at the end of the month because I didn't meet quota. But Corey, being a supervisor, kept his job for another month or two. They went under or something, I don't know. Anywho, it was just one of those pop-up places that pop up for a little while then disappear.